going on with y'all tonight? I am riding 75 north up out of Florida, heading into Georgia to grab this load. I wanted to check in with y'all, man, share this message I've been thinking about. I actually posted something on Facebook about it, but last night I dropped the load off at a McLean food service warehouse, whatever they call themselves, down in Kissimmee, Florida. While I was in line to check in, this older driver, at least 70 years old, walked in behind me, and we started talking while we were waiting in line to check in. And he told me he had been driving since he was 14 years old, and I was like, what? Man, so I've been driving since I was 14 years old. I've been an owner-operator since I was about 18. I was like, God dang, man, I know the laws was different back then, and I know the CDL didn't even exist back when he was started driving. But 14 though? My man is out here, been out here for well over 50 years. Obviously he's still the owner-operator, and actually his son works, I guess technically with him. He bought a truck for his son, and they run. He told me they pretty much run in Florida. They only run in Florida. They don't go out of Florida. And the McLean that we were at last night, he's there pretty much at least every other day. So he has basically some type of dedicated type situation that he has on his own. But I think he said he has truck at least on the daughter. I don't know. But anyways, man, it was just good talking with him and hearing that. And I kind of told him that basically what he's done and accomplished is along the lines of what I want to do. What I want to do is on a grander scale to him, because I believe he only has the 2 trucks. And there's nothing wrong, man. Nothing wrong with that. I'm not knocking that at all. That's what works for him, his family, and that's, hey, man, more power to him. But I told him my son loves trucks. He's young. He's only 5, but when the time comes, if he really wants to be a truck driver, he still wants to be a truck driver when he's 18, 19, 20, 21 years old, the opportunity will be there for him, because I will have established a company that he can come into and not be an employee and just a driver at, but he can be an owner-operator, essentially. Long story short, my company name is basically my initials. He's a junior, so basically the company is already his, My initials are JMV. My company name right now is JMV Logistics. He's JMV Junior, so he's already set up. But talking with that dude, we had a good conversation, man, and it made me think about hard work, because that's what I do. It's just in my nature to work hard. To me, when I'm just doing the bare minimum or what's expected of me, a lot of times I've learned throughout my past that prior jobs I've held, they view me as working extra hard, or why are you working so hard? I would get people asking me, why are you working so hard? And I'm like, I look at them like I'm not. Like, this is just normal for me. I can work harder, you know what I mean? Like, but I'm just doing what is normal for me. And to a lot of people, it's like, well, that's your normal is our above and beyond. So hard work, and that whole saying that hard work pays off, it is true. But I think you got to add in at least two more words, and to get the full picture. I believe hard work coupled with dedication and discipline is where you start to see things pay off. And example of that is what I've been doing out here on the road for the last 11 months. I've been out here in this lease for 11 months now. It'll be a full year come Thanksgiving. I think I signed my lease the 21st of November. No. I got my company LLC was November 18, and think I actually signed the lease either on the 20th or the 21st. But it was three things I wanted to focus on when I came out here. One was to build or to repair and build my personal credit, to establish and build business credit, and to save up money, to stack some money up. So the first thing I really went hard doing out here was my personal credit. And I paid off, I had a lot of debt to pay off as far as my credit cards went. I got 2 credit cards that total $6,000 or credit limit, and I had maxed both of them out, and I was, $6,000 limit plus all the late fees and interest charges. I mean, I put at minimum $8,000 on those 2 credit cards, and I finally got them to a point that I can be happy at. I'm not gonna put all my business out there, but I got the credit cards underneath the 30% utilization, which is good. That's like the barometer. The creditors don't want to see you using more than 30% of your credit limit. So I got them there, and I'm going to keep knocking them down, but that was goal number 1 for me, and I got that accomplished. Other things on my credit, getting them removed, challenging things to get them removed, old judgments and things like that, man. I actually had to pay. I got a law firm to take care of that for me. I was doing it on my own, but I just don't have the time for it. It's too much paperwork, too much back and forth, things in the mail. I'm not home enough, things coming in the mail. I'm not going to be home for another month. It's just too much. You got to respond within 30 days, all that. I just said, screw it, I'll just pay somebody to do it for me. So that's coming along well. Business credit. I've been working at that. I finally had a breakthrough with that. Last week, my Paydex score came in, or finally reported. I've been opening up some accounts, making payments on them, and it finally posted. So my Paydex score is at an 80 right now out of possible 100. So that's really good. I'm happy with that. So things are starting to come along, man. It obviously didn't happen overnight. It took discipline and dedication. Obviously I've been out here working hard, but I had to be disciplined with how I spent my money. I had to be dedicated to the things that I was focusing on. It's all too easy for me to get sidetracked and say, man, I'm gonna go to this with this money. I'm gonna go to that with this money. Like I just said, I put at least $8,000 on my credit cards to get them caught up. It's a lot of money, man. Like I could have done a lot of things with that money, but I was disciplined. I was dedicated to the cause, to the task at hand, and now I'm seeing the fruits of those labors, and I'm starting to see the hard work pay off. And the saving money, stacking money, that's what I'm going to focus on now, because I was putting so much money into getting my credit situated, in particular my personal credit, but as well as my business credit, by opening trade lines and opening business accounts just to order things so that I can use the Net 30 account to build, to show good payment history. So I've had to spend money on that as well, but I haven't been able to save as much money as I should have, or shall I say could have, up to this point in time. As of right now, I probably got about $2,000 in savings. I really should have at least $10,000 in savings right now, if it weren't for the situations I had, in particular with my personal credit. The business credit, that was going to have to happen. I was going to spend that money to show good payment history, but if it weren't for my personal debts prior to coming on the road, I would easily have $10,000 saved up right now. I'd probably be planning to buy me a truck within the next 3 months had I had that money right now. But with that said, man, now I can kind of focus more on saving, and it's looking like maybe as early as April or May, I could have what I need in place to take that next step and to go buy me a truck. I probably won't. I don't like making moves premature. I like to know that I'm fully, I like to know that I'm 10 toes down when I get ready to make a step, when I get ready to make a move. So probably by spring of next year, man. I mean, right now what I'm doing as far as saving is I'm putting at least $100 into my savings account every week, minimum. More if I can. It all depends on the check, how much I make any given week, what I got to pay, so. But going off of that minimum, man, basically $400 a month. We're going into November, December. We'll just say we aim for July. That's basically 9 months. 9 months times 400, right? It's 9 times 4, 9, 18, 20, 30. That's $3,600. Plus what I already have saved up now. By July, at the very minimum, I should have a little over $5,000 saved up. So, down payment on a truck could be $2,000. I got a business credit card right now. I'll probably get another one in the next couple of months. Maybe around spring, I should have enough payment history showing on my Paydex and my Duns and Bradstreet, where I can get me a business loan or a business line of credit, which would provide me more capital to purchase a vehicle. I don't know, man. Things starting to look good right now. I'm happy that my hard work is starting to pay off. But like I said, the whole purpose of this video was hard work combined with dedication and discipline. That's what I've been doing these last 11 months, and I'm seeing the results. And I'm happy. I'm not content, but I'm happy with the progress I've made. And now I can start to see the picture formulating of the next step. And I can start to brainstorm and develop a rough draft of what I'm going to do once I get ready to level up to this next level of buying my own truck and being on my own. What am I going to do with this truck? Am I going to stick to the original plan, which was go out to like a Landstar, Schneider IC, one of these carriers with a load board, and dispatch myself so I can get myself, keep myself in a certain area so I'm able to get home on a weekly basis, if not a daily basis, and definitely every weekend? Am I going to look at my other option, which was buy a truck, possibly a day cab, more than likely a truck with a smaller sleeper, definitely not a condo, and lease that onto one of the fuel companies in my area and haul fuel, deliver fuel locally to the gas stations in my area? Or I have to talk with my dude trucker named Jay. The port is an option now. I got my twin card. Do I want to buy a truck? See what this money looks like on the port? Options are available, man. And now I can start to really brainstorm and develop a rough draft of what I'm going to do next, so I can figure out the steps I need to take, so that when I'm ready to buy this truck, I can have all my ducks in a row. But the first thing was obviously getting the financial situation together. Liquid cash and credit. Getting those two in order and on track, now we can start looking at these options and actually have an idea of what I'll be able to do. So, yeah, I talked to y'all long enough, man. It's about 15 minutes. That's just what was on my mind tonight while I'm riding. Hard work, discipline, dedication, man. So, as always, appreciate y'all for rocking with me, man. I hope that this video, the message of this video was helpful, inspirational. Give some of y'all a target or something to think about at the very least in terms of what you want to do or what you're trying to do. Like I said, man, consistency is key in everything, man. You gotta be consistent. So, with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and sign out. As always, it's your man JMV. Until next time, y'all be easy.